Hello and welcome to another episode of Goa 365 Story Behind the Story. Now, there are a lot of issues that on the face of it look something else. But as they say, padde ke piche is something else completely. Now, law and order in Goa, which includes attacks against women, domestic violence, drugs, traffic violations, the way the victims are handled by the enforcing implementing agencies like police, all this comes, but in front something else is seen, behind something else is there. So today we have had an episode on this a little earlier, and today we are going to try and disseminate what are the issues that are faced by this state of ours. With me is a panel which I'm sure will be able to shed lights on this, starting with Dr. Sabina from Bailancho, Saad, who deals with women's issues. Advocate Siddharth Samant, senior advocate as well as a member of civic society. Tara Kerkar, outspoken, fiery, doesn't mince words, from Savera. And Amrita Sunita Anand from the video volunteers. Doctor, you tell us exactly what is the issue according to you, according from a very NGO type of perspective. What is the issue in Goa regarding law and order, women's issues, anything to do with safety of people?
As an organization, lot of people come to the organization with different issues, and as you say, what you perceive is different and what is happening is different. So when somebody comes say with a domestic violence issue, you will know the domestic violence is either because there is alcoholism, okay, there is a drug issue that is taking place. Then of course there are specific crimes. We say there are no issues of dowry and things like that, but it is prevalent.
Happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there is a crime behind it which is happening. So that is also prevalent. You also have a lot of issues relating to property matters. Okay, and when you says a fight over property, neighbors, one is domestic violence, but then we have a lot of cases of single women. So when they see women who are vulnerable, then you will have people encroaching their property, the people trying to take their money, and there are fights, physical fights, and then they have to rush to the police station, call them, and sometimes they are quite serious, the grievous assault, there is molestation. Now these are all law and order issues. Now you look at drugs. I was mentioning last time about a case, there is the women who are selling tea and bhajias, whatever, gadas at the beach front. They can see drug peddlers peddling drugs. Now the minute these people intervene, they are threatened. So we have those kind of cases that have come. One woman at the beach area told me that when I was selling one day, I saw a Russian woman, a local brought her, and she was crying for help, 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 she was shouting. And so she's saying, I was alone, but I knew it was a woman's cry, what to do. Koi to getla म्हणपा लागला गाड्यार.
So bad.
Yeah,
on the coastal bed.
Coastal bed. आपण koi to घेतलं म्हणपा लागले आणि जीव आतीक दरून गेले आणि ताका सांगले तुका कातोतात म्हणून मागी पुलिसांक आपयता. And so he left that girl. So I mean, you people are dealing with crime at a very local level, and all this doesn't get reported. If you have not gone to the police station, what is the crime scene? You don't know. But there is this kind of, even when it property matters, they take this laterite stone and konache mallo ani kiti zale. I mean, there are like this kind of issues that are happening in the village. But this you don't see, because if someone has not gone and registered a complaint, we know because they come to us and fator malle kone ko ye udele te aso mallo tokleche ani kiti. You hear, very heinous crime. Plus on the road, who has attacked whom, and like how these touts, they don't know who's tourist and who's local, so they start gherang you, talking to you as if you are a tourist. Goa is facing a lot of issues, and the situation is deteriorating.
Oh God. this word I don't like to hear, but anyway, so you were talking before the show. You now deteriorating. You can start from there.
No. I see whether the crime rate is increasing.
It's not. According to the chief minister, after review meeting, he says we are the best crime in the country.
Correct, but that you will have to compare with whatever the crime rate which was there in yesteryear in your own state. You can't compare with somebody else is more idiot. Can't be a ground for. See, we are not discussing that. I fully agree. See, Chief Minister is an excellent person. He is trying to do his best. But relevant question to be asked today is the law and order situation deteriorating in our state? The obvious answer is yes, because you see so many crimes which are coming to light. Now somebody will have to answer for it.
Yeah.
Now I agree that in 90, because whatever we go, the data that is available, the statistics that are available, the names that comes in the newspaper, most of the people, in fact more than 90%, bare reading of the names will come to know that the crimes are committed by people who are non-Goans, they are outsiders. But that doesn't mean if outsider is coming means what? Crime will have to be detected, it will have to be taken to the logical conclusion. You file a case, run the case through and take the case to his logical conclusion. That will have to be done. Merely stating that the outsiders are coming and committing offence here, that is not going to help. We will have to give
this outsider big bit. I
will again come to it. But see, our investigative agencies are not up to mark. Their performance is certainly not up to the mark. So that is what our forensic, the manner in which collection of evidence, which is vital, which we have to do within first 24 hours. Not done properly unless proper noise. Now this how many times even you have come with several programs, land grabbing issue, now an SIT has been formed, but this has been going for last 5 years. So unless media makes a noise, unless some NGO makes a noise, is this not law? Is this not a crime? Are they not supposed to register an FIR and start investigation on its own? Does it require an NGO to make a noise to register a rape complaint? All these things should have routinely happened. These things are not happening. Who's going to answer for it? Are the authorities, and I am not saying government, I am not talking about politics, I am not talking about the chief minister. Are these police law enforcement agencies, should they not be taken to task? I am not here to play politics. I am not concerned with the person. See, when you go to a police station to register an FIR, or registration of FIR itself is not happening. Now, who is responsible for that? See, he might be acting under political influence, but if you take one person to task for not taking an FIR, I am sure others will fall in line. If that happens, if that strong arm is shown, I think most of the things will run. Goa is a small state. We have ample of opportunities. We can be a model state for entire country, and I am sure it is certainly possible. It is doable. Willingness of political this is required.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. Tara, किती म्हणता तुम्ही? Now I remember we are talking about that Siddhi case. Her father came here. You were there. He cried here. His mother and father. The point is, a girl, a good-looking girl, 17, 18 or whatever, 19, is washed up on the beach in her whatever XYZ without any clothes on. How is it that whatever that cop is, how can he say it's a drowning death? First investigate and then say okay, drowning. No, Tara, you are in touch with the police regularly.
मकानी पहिली आता याने सांगले त्याप्रमाणे सीएम जसं सांगता बायले लोक येऊन सगळे क्राईम केले.
Let me interrupt. Sorry, I have a point. Tell me one thing. The state and the central government say that domicile is 15 years. You go there, I have gone to that Mamla, that they say, tu 5 varshat di that you are in Goa, we will give you residency certificate. Paile kon jata? Kon paile jata? You mean to say that the chief minister is on the pogo wheel like Ranji?
No.
That you have to have Goan surnames to be Goan?
No. See,
what is it?
No. I will tell.
As an Indian, 15 years you are an Indian.
For different things. Of course, any person has got right now. I just went.
No, right. No, I am not
talking about
questioning you.
crimes.
I am talking about the way he says. outside, how do you know these people outside? I know that
The
most
name
of them are,
itself.
yes,
अरे पण
50,
तो
20,
सांगता
generation, 30
बायले लोक येतात आणि करता गणगमता
खुशी.
पण गोय कोणाचे
नाही.
गोय आमचे न्ही कायदो आसा कितें तो आमी
I
करूंक
don't
जाय
agree with the bylaw in my
पायले बिले म्हणटा कितें तो
I don't agree with the bylaw at all.
तुझे उलोवप तेचे लागून न्ही तुमकां खरें सांगता तो हांगासर हैदराबादी तो कितें आसा तो कमिशनर तो सरळ आरोप करता खंयचे पुलीस स्टेशन तो उलयना ना तेजे कडेन खंयचो पेपर ना पुलीस स्टेशनार येयल्या उपरांत तेणे थंय डायरी मारची आसता बरोवची आसता आपूण अमक्या गांवांसून येयला आपले सो एंड सो नंबर बक्कल नंबर जावन ASI जावं PSI ते तेणे बरोवचें पडटा ते सगळें काय करनासतना ते सोनालीच्या केशीक लागून तो थंयसून बोर्ड मारता बिकॉज ऑफ दीस हे असले पॉलिटिकल आमचे आसा पळय हेंचे स्टेटमेंट पयलीं सारके आसना ताका लागून भायले पुलीस सुद्दां आमचेर भोगता ताका लागून गोंयकाराचें नांव पिड्यार करता हांगासर अरे तूं वचत ना भायले
I will tell you.
Diverting from the issue.
भायले तुला सांगता म्हणून सांगता तुका
Okay.
No, the bylaw has a slight context. In certain crimes, in certain crimes, there have been people who have committed, they are residents of other states like Maharashtra, Karnataka. They are arrested in those states and they are under trial and they have come here and committed offence. No, they certainly are not
Fair
alone. So therefore that state, I do not know in what context. I am not here to defend.
He's talking
anyone.
about all, see,
But
he's the
no,
surname, he makes a statement.
Every offence is committed by an outsider is not,
No, that's not correct.
these
Ridiculous.
affiliates of outsiders have come in last 15-20 years. Prior to that also there were crimes in Goa. So to say that, no, do you mean to say there were no murder in 20 years back? So that was, see, to say that each and every crime is committed by an outsider is not correct. But obviously there has been many crimes, in particularly recent, whichever have made headline. There has been, it has been committed by the people who already have committed in other states and are running or absconding. See, Goa has become a safe haven because they find it convenient to do it. Even in land grabbing case, we will see there is a connection which are they are outsiders. All of them are not Goa. So they have come and see, they find it probably their ways and means of cheating and duping people are known to them in their local place. So they have come here, and because Goans are not so much alert, they find it convenient to commit crimes. But the contextually,
I will come back to you on this. Amrita, now we have been speaking about these lots of these cases. Now I'm sure you have some inputs because see, the authorities, they say that crime rate is low. Fair enough. We are not comparing ourselves to UP. We cannot, or Bihar, or any of the north states. One. Second thing is, most of murders, they are within 72 hours, they are being, but I want to know, do you have any input? What are conviction rates? Go in, after 1 month, 2 months, come out. Who is getting convicted?
This is where we have to look at Goa differently. Like, I agree with you that we have to look at our population density. We actually have an opportunity to be a model state.
Yes.
Right? Because we are not like UP, Bihar and other states where the population density is so high. So we have to look at it positively. So there is, if we look at the NCRB latest report, 2021 report, we will see a lot of reported crimes went up. So there are two ways to look at it. One is that did the people against whom crimes were committed became more encouraged to file these reports. So that's one encouraging thing. So if we see actually in data, if we see certain crimes being reported more, it's not always a negative thing.
It's a positive thing.
It is a positive
Absolutely.
thing.
I
Which
would agree with that.
Exactly.
Yes.
So is our crime rate deteriorating? Is our crime rate increasing, or citizens are becoming more alert?
Yes.
Citizens are becoming more encouraged to file complaints. Now we have to look at crime wise. We cannot overall
Generalize.
making a comment would be very naive. But where I feel Goa can certainly do a insightful sort of soul searching, I will say, is actually look at the disposal rate of cases. Like I always closely look at certain aspects in the NCRB report, and I was looking at the crime against women. So in Goa, the court disposal against women issues is actually 5.3. The conviction rate is 5.3. Overall in India, it is 26.3.
Really?
So
Goa's
look at
less?
the difference. The average should technically be more in Goa because of population density and everything. So
And we're
now,
supposed to be a progressive state, one of the better states.
At one
but
time we were
yeah.
highest in the crime record. It's like population
so
wise.
why is our conviction rate less and way less?
Very low.
Right? It is almost 5 times less. 5 times less than the national average. So this is where I feel
On
Goa.
women's issues.
Yes.
Yeah, overall women issue. This is where we need a soul searching. Then when we are talking about who is committing the crime, you will be very shocked to know in crime registered by women against women, the highest is of kidnapping and abduction. It's not rape. Maybe rape victims do not file so many complaints. I like to clarify, I'm not saying that rapes in the country are less, because independent reports say that more crimes are committed and less are registered.
Yes, yes.
So I'm not going there, but just the NCRB report. Kidnapping and abduction is high overall in the country. It's the highest, and most of the crimes are committed in Goa and in other state by people they knew. So this is again where we need to do soul searching. So overall crimes against women is so high that every 72 seconds one case is registered.
In Goa?
Yes.
In Goa?
No, overall. We can find out the Goa data as
I
well.
had
We can
done a
look at the
study
Goa.
once when I was in the commission, and the report was titled Cognizance of Non-Cognizance. See, whenever they take the data for what is the crime rate, they look only at cognizable offences. But most of the crimes that are taking place, they register under non-cognizable offences, and so they were so we were asking for a women's cell. 10 years it took us to fight for a women cell. They said hardly crimes take place in Goa. But when, as a commission, when we took that study, we saw, see, like some 8,000. We were supposed to do all the police station. We couldn't complete because when we looked through the NC complaint, most of the serious offences were registered under NC.
So that's up to the police.
So that's where when we talk about data and registration of crime, like what we need to read more into it. It's not take the figures at face value. So there's a lot of non-cognizance.
खुबशा लोकांनी हितून आपण जर मुद्दाम कंप्लेन एखादी वेळानी करपाक सुद्दां येना. आमी कमिशनान आसतना आमी तशी सांगताली की वचून रजिस्टर बी करपाक जाय. ना मॅडम, आमी तुमकां फक्त सांगपाक येयल्या, आमकां ते फुडें व्हरपाक ना. म्हणजे
इवन पीपल आर रजिस्टर्ड. सबीना मॅम कितें म्हणटा ते एनसीन उडयतात.
यांची चड करून उडयता कित्याक लोकांक पिशान काडटात ते.
पिशान काडटा इज नॉट.
आणि पण लोकांक खबर ना न्ही. एनसी म्हटल्यार कितें, एफआयआर म्हटल्यार कितें. एनसी बरयल्ली सुद्दां हाडटात आनी आमकां एक फावटी धाडटा हांवें एफआयआर केल्या म्हणून. आनी ती एफआयआर न्ही, ती फक्त एनसी. तुका जर ती जाय एनसी जाल्यार तुवें मागीर ती कोर्टान वचपाचें आनी थंय तुवें जखम, म्हणजे ती तुजी प्रायवेट केस जाता. अशी 2 एनसी या 3 एनसी जाली जाल्यार 107 धाडटा ती डेप्युटी कलेक्टरा कडेन. थंय म्हणून काय ना, फक्त 6 महिने, तेच्या उपरांत ती भायर.
No, as far as there might be instances where a cognizable offence has been committed, but police write it mildly and try to show it as a non-cognizable. This
You don't have to investigate.
You don't have to investigate.
That is
Shedding away from their responsibility. But there are options provided under CRPC. You can go to the DYSP, SP. Thereafter, you can also go to DG. If not, you can go to the magistrate also for the purpose of registering it as a private complaint, or magistrate may direct an FIR to be filed. By director may mention this. But that's beside the point. Now, some of the
Observation.
the findings of NCB, National Crime Bureau. 5.3% acquittal rate in
Acquittal, no, conviction.
I'm sorry, the conviction rate, the overall conviction rate in all this does not exceed 10%. I think
26%.
no,
national
that is against women.
Women.
But all this, if you take, it has never exceeded 10%.
In Goa.
Everywhere, anywhere in India, any crime, conviction rate is always less than 10%.
Because investigation.
That is where. See, if so many things, bad investigation, bad for forensic scrutinization of proofs, then long trial. See, the witnesses also die in the
that is a
long
very
trial.
That is the main issue.
We do not have enough number of magistrates. We have lot of cases. So that is also one of the this. See, finally that victim also has to survive to come and go to the
But why would a victim wait for 5 years? Yeah, he's going to move on, no?
Correct.
What is this madness?
Correct,
Yes,
correct. So,
I mean-
so that is what I was coming to. These are more important facts for administration of criminal justice. Quick trial, having enough number of magistrates,
As kaida
having
zapan
good
Investigation.
good
Yes.
investigation,
Fast
collection of data, samples, proof within first 24 hours, whatever, or the first possible opportunity, good scientific analysis, quick procurement of all the results and presenting it before the court of
Goa is supposed to
And
be
Goa is the model state, it is
highest
possible.
GDP and highest.
Yes.
We don't have a forensic lab. You have to send to Hyderabad, wait for visceral reports for 2 years,
2 years.
for drugs.
आणि आता ते-
And then after
they are
some
not-
home minister says that the drugs were eaten by ants. That also is there.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of
we
problem.
really need to see that what is our vision for Goa. Like I totally agree with Sir that we need to see our justice system.
We have
If
a
our
justice system
I mean,
as
we
well.
need to see. We need to see, like
Yeah.
critically see and see what is the vision we want. Why so many cases are taking so long, like you rightly said. It's very important. And then if you're talking about overall crime rate in Goa, we should definitely talk about, I think there can be one separate whole show around it, and it should be that how Goa topped the human trafficking.
Yeah, that is
That's
the other thing,
36%.
yeah.
Is it because more trafficking victims were rescued, or is it because something is horribly wrong?
I think
Yeah, and in the last few months they stopped also raiding.
Yeah.
So
Because Supreme
this
Court
is-
judgment.
So one is there are two things. Supreme Court judgment was on prostitution, and we are talking
Yes,
about
that's
trafficking.
different. That's different.
Trafficking is a
Human
crime.
trafficking.
Human
पण
trafficking is a
त्यांच्याकडे
crime.
त्याला किती ना
It
किती
is crime.
असे किती काढतात
Through our
त्याला लागून बाहेर पडतात ते.
experience, we have known that there are laborers who come here and then their phones are taken away from them, their
That is
ID
true.
cards are taken
Yeah.
away from them, and then they work in a bonded labor kind of
You know, there are
atmosphere.
buses coming from across the borders, country borders, direct buses.
So this is your economic policies
lot
also,
of complaints have come about this, that they're coming across the
determine-
country, across the borders. They're coming directly to Goa.
त्यांची गरिबी
By the
सुद्धा
way,
असायची.
and one thing, now it became national news because there was an accident on the way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't name the state and whatever, but then they're coming and parking in, stopping at Taligaon, which is the sad part. I was shocked. Buses from across the countries.
See, one is
Where they're staying, I don't know.
again that is our tourism policy. We have to see.
This is not tourism.
No, I'm saying.
This is not tourism.
No,
sorry.
One is labor. They come because cheap labor. All the industry that is there, they want cheap labor is there. So there is immigration taking place. People are coming. Tourists. The tourist population is more than the local.
this is
ना आणि आता तुमका खबर
So
आसा
the
न्ही,
crime-
बिहाराक सगळ्यांनी उदकान सगळं बुडोन सगळं थंयसर लोकांची हालत खराब जाल्या आणि ते थंयसरले लेबरनी सगळे आमकांच हांगा येवन भरतले अशें जाता आनी असल्या लागून आमकां हे
Yeah,
सगळें
so
चालूच
There are
उरतलें.
various kinds of issues. Now these people live in bonded condition, and today we will see thefts that are happening because they don't have food to eat, they don't have place to stay.
Yeah.
So that is where also another sector that where houses are being closed, houses are being robbed. So we have that kind of crime also that is happening. Then, as she said, crime by known people, by locals. They know who's who. Vulnerable
that's
people.
something.
Then we have, as I said, because of our policies, look at the drugs issue. Drug related crimes is, I'm not right now I'm not talking about consumption because they say by law so much you allowed and not allowed, but the drug related crimes is huge.
Huge.
Then for gambling you can see the frauds that are taking place, gambling addiction which Goa did not
Ponzi.
have. Now today we are having that. So
The
if we
Ponzi scheme Goans were very gullible. They get
And a lot of financial
sliced
crime,
since
yeah.
I remember since we were kids.
So there
But
are lots of
yes.
issues,
See,
yeah.
now I don't agree with Tara on this Hyderabad. Are Baba, गोंयचे police एकोडे drugs घेऊन जाणं भायले येत जाल्यार कितें अरे somebody is caught, no? If this, now about certain area in Anjuna, you talk about Anjuna, You go to Anjuna, माचे ड्रेस वेगळे, go boss no Anjuna. एक येतलो, somebody will come. अरे बाबा किती जाय तुका? हे जाय, ते जाय,
Correct.
Russian जाय, openly they will come and ask you. Go online, see the escort services.
विचारतात मातसो तुझो ड्रेस चेंज असेल तू
Why you are talking about Hyderabad police? Why Delhi police should come? Why police should come and take that? Why do you want the drug guys here? Assembly in Sangla. नावा काढना assembly in Sangla, very important person in government, that we cannot take this further because we don't have any investigation. Who are caught? 10,000, 5,000,
ग्राम से 10 ग्राम 15 ग्राम असले धरता मेन
I CM सांगला that today Wednesday that some 3 dealers were caught. अरे
खंय कोट खंय धरला
I don't know, that's what he said.
कसले डॉलर ते 15 ग्राम आणि 20 ग्रामाचे ते टॉयलेटीन कितें मेळा ते सोनालीचे हेका लागू तो मांद्रे कोणाक तरी धरला तो अशे बारीक बारीक कचऱ्याक तुमी धरता व्हडलो हात घालीत ना मेन येयलो खंयसून ते ड्रग्स हाडले कोणे कोण उत्पन्न करता हांगा कोण तरी मोठो डीलर आसा न्ही तेकाच लागून तुमी हात घालिना कित्याक तो तुमचोच भाव आसतलो कोण तरी म्हणून तुमी दवरता खरें जाल्यार मेन हेजेर हात घाला तेका बसतात म्हणपाची 15 ग्राम 200 ग्राम 2 लाखाची वस्तू 3 लाखाची वस्तू हे धरले म्हणून दाखयता
rich man's joke is always funny. See, we never go. See, normally whether it is in whether it is theft cases, see, these big frauds, scandals, they always come out later in the day. See, it never comes. It's always that's the law of the nature itself. That there is a saying, when elephants fight, it's the grass which gets cumbered, and when animals make out, it's again the grass which gets cumbered. So this is the nature of life. So that will always happen. The smaller people always gets caught. People who are higher up in the system, they have got influence, they have got capacity to arm twist, they have got capacity to bribe, they have got a battery of lawyers who can defend themselves. But that is not. So these things will always there. My concluding statement will be, we have to seriously, first of all, acknowledge that law and order situation is deteriorating. Only by acknowledging the fact, we will come to a stage we will think about solution. If we remain in the denial mode, there is no question of any improvement. Now, after acknowledgement, we should take concrete, honest, sincere step to improve all the systems. I'm not saying only investigation system, even the judiciary also. Enough number of recruitments, good judges, quick trials, good training for everybody, good training for scientific investigation, scientific forensic lab, good laboratories, investigation in a time bound matter, and whatever it is, judgment on merits. I'm not saying.
सुप्रीम कोर्टान सांगलेले पळय हायवे रोडांनी सगळी बारां बंद करा म्हणून तेंच्याच लोकांची बारां आसा ताका लागून ते 4 दिन की चांदनी फिरंदेरी खंय गेले कोर्ट
Okay, so I'd like to run out of time completely. I'm sorry, but this we will continue these episodes and we will discuss this because we've not been able to discuss solutions. Let's discuss solutions and all properly, and I hope Amrita, you'll be able to join us for our future episode that we will be having on this. Thanks Dr. Sabina. Tara, thank you very much. Dodor, thank you. And Amrita, thank you. It's been interesting, but then this is a reality of Goa. We can make Goa, it's not so difficult. Few mindset changes, political will, little bit here and there, and I'm sure we will be able to sort these issues out. But drugs is a big issue, and as he said, acknowledge that there is a problem and then find the solution. If you don't acknowledge that there is a problem, how can you find a solution? It's not possible, not humanly possible. Thanks all of you all again, and thank you, and keep watching Goa 365.